Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Fates Quickies. Today we will be doing Chapter 13, Uprising. I hope you guys are ready, because you're in for a real treat today. Chapter 13 is one of my favorite chapters in all of Conquest, and I've got some awesome strategies planned for it. As always, before we start a chapter, we have to discuss what all preparations we've done. This time we don't actually have a lot of different things to talk about, but the impact of the few things that we do have to talk about is pretty big. First, what all we sold? We sold Laslow's steel sword and the flame shuriken that Saizo gave us, and we bought a men's staff for Felicia when she inevitably runs out of the two men's staff uses that she has right now. It's in the Convoy right now. Now let's talk about Laslow, because he's really the elephant in the room. He's been promoted. What's going on with Laslow? Okay, in Chapter 12, we got access to a nice pile of 5,000 gold, and we bought our staff store fresh out of Master Seals to promote Laslow into a bow knight. Now, Conquest is filled with a bunch of male units like Laslow who barely don't have enough speed to double, like Silas, Xander, Leo, and even if you really want to get into it technically, Keaton and Arthur. Laslow's below average speed growth and his decent speed base isn't really going to be enough for us to sustain him long term without investing at least one heart seal into him. And since in our run heart seals are going to be at a premium, we're going to just promote him, use his solid base speed along with the large promotion bonuses that this game gives you, use him for a few chapters, and then dump him off. We also cooked speed food in the castle. We really only needed +1 speed from the food, so it's not that much of a big deal. So anybody can really cook it, but we do need +1 speed from the speed food. We bought, Laslow has a bunch of tonics on him. Before I start talking about the tonics that we've bought, I actually wanted to say that the tonics that we bought for this are actually not necessary. I actually miscalculated. The amount of strength that Laslow has is what he needs to one-round Takumi on player phase, not on enemy phase. So you need to stack him for actually 3 less strength, so prep accordingly. Right now he has 1 HP tonic, a strength tonic, and a speed tonic. We're also going to be giving him a skill tonic and a luck tonic. Now those 2 tonics aren't exactly necessary, but they're going to make his hit rates in what you're going to see soon much more tenable. Now, you're probably thinking I'm the world's biggest Laslow simp, but once you see how trivial Laslow's buffs make this part of the chapter, you're going to be shocked. Okay, let's get started. Alright, let's talk about enemy range. Chapter 13 is the world's most finicky route map, and it really revolves completely around the enemy range of a few really important named characters. Let's go through them one by one. Reina. So Reina is a Kinshi Knight with a bow, and most importantly, air superiority and certain blow. Air superiority boosts her hit rates against flying enemies by 30% each. This is the devs' way of trying to limit our usage of Camilla on this map, and it does work, because basically if you move Camilla anywhere into this range, she's dead. Now, of course, you can actually stack enough strength and speed on Camilla to one-round Reina. However, her hit rates on Reina are going to be really bad, because Camilla's base skill isn't the best, and also Reina has effectively 64 avoid against flying units. Reina basically turns this entire area of this chapter into a large no-fly zone. Another thing, Reina is surrounded by her squad, of course, filled with Cavaliers, and important thing to note is that 2 of these guys have Beast Killers, so they really just shit on your Cav units unless you can take care of them somehow. So this really just lowers down the number of the types of units we can use to take care of this into foot axe units and armor knights. Okay, moving on to Orochi. Orochi is, she handles this left side bridge, boasting a squad of diviners, a few of them who have malefic aura. Now, the way you really would like to handle these diviners is to have a relatively tanky on the res side blue unit that can take care of them. So in this case, for us, that would be Kaze. However, Orochi comes in here with her huge 20 magic and 17 skill with her Calamity Gate. Calamity Gate is an inverse weapon triangle weapon, so it would absolutely shit on Kaze. Even though he has a lot of res, 29 attack, not even counting elbow room, is a bit too much for him to handle, especially considering that would also hit him with seal res and probably kill him off. So, as a result, we're going to be using a red unit to take care of this after we, of course, bait out this Cavalier. This Cavalier actually does not, if you look here, this Cavalier actually doesn't share Orochi's range. He, in fact, goes one further, so we can actually use somebody else to tank the Cavalier and have Orochi get tanked by Odin. So, yeah, Odin along with Malefic Aura and Camilla's Rose's Thorns is going to be what we're going to be using to take care of Orochi's squad. Moving on to a third big threat, Takumi. Now, this guy knows how to overlap ranges, because if you look here, all 3 of these units all have overlapping ranges, so you really have to be careful when taking care of him. Takumi seriously powered up, and I honestly consider this Takumi to be the second most threatening Takumi you have to face until you hit endgame, obviously. Now, Takumi here has Pass, and he can move around on Lunatic, and since Fujin Yumi lets you just ignore terrain penalties, he can just walk on water and kill any of your units. So, his overlapping ranges make him really, really tough to deal with, and as a result, most people usually handle Orochi somehow, head over here, take care of Reina, and then finally go over here and hit Takumi from behind to take care of him. However, because of our preparations, we'll be able to just say fuck you to all of that. Finally, let's move on to the final of our named characters, Scarlet. Scarlet's just chilling in the bottom left corner of the map, and in all honesty, she isn't really super threatening. She doesn't have any 2 range, and because she's cornered, her threat range is actually really low. And though her skills make it so that you know that it's a bad idea to face her on enemy phase, you can still pretty simply take her out on player phase if you plan it out. However, where things truly get devilish is when you realize that if you engage her or any wyvern from her squad, and you don't manage to take them out on that player phase or that enemy phase, you get 8 different units. You get a bunch of reinforcement spawns. You get a bunch of wyverns over here, and then you get some cav units over here. So as a result, we're just going to be leaving Scarlet until the very end to take out. And there's a couple of random enemies on this map. The most important of which, of course, are these 4 wyvern riders and these 4 armor knights that are paired up with each other. These guys are going to slowly approach us on this map and move up until we take care of them. These guys can be pretty threatening because they're really bulky defensively, and if they land on a forest, this guy, like, their defense skyrockets. But I've prepared to take care of them. And as always, if you need to get a get out of jail free card, freeze staff is always an option. There's also going to be a 3-movement outlaw that spawns around turn 4. This guy's going to run around, moving over to these villages and trying to ransack them. He basically just acts as a timer for this map, but the way we've set it up, we don't really have to worry about him. Alright, let's actually get this party started, and before I do, I'm just going to go grab some water real quick. Okay, now that I've talked for 17 years without actually doing anything, let's actually do something. Now, before I move my units, I usually like to highlight the ranges of Orochi, this Cavalier, Reina, and Takumi, just so I don't put anybody in range without intending to do it and get somebody accidentally killed. You don't have to do it, it's just something that I like to do to make sure that I'm on top of things. Okay, so let's start working on the right side of the map. So Felicia, on the bottom right deployment tile, she's going to walk right up to this middle guy, and she's going to kill this left guy. The bottom guy. I'm sorry, give me a second. Then we're going to have Peri move up here, and she's going to use the Armor Slayer we got from the last chapter to absolutely destroy one of these Armor Knights. In this case, it's going to be the top Armor Knight. Peri's going to have her personal activate, get a bunch of stats. That's not really important right now. But what we're going to do now is we're going to be dancing for Peri. We're going to be going to this Armor Knight, and then we're going to be destroying him with her as well. This map is a prime opportunity to get Peri a bunch of EXP because she has enough weapon rank to use this Armor Slayer. Deployment is really tough on this map, but if you can make it work, it's great. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to move Laslow right here. Try to make sure that he's in Felicia's inspiration range because it'll help him out a bit. Now, this is actually base level Laslow promoted, so in case you just before I do the thing, I just want to make sure that you guys can see what all he has to make this work. So, he has a bronze bow +2, he has a pair up with a berserker that gives him 5 strength, and 2 strength from a strength tonic. The meal strength is actually not necessary. He has, again, the berserker pair gives him 3 speed, and he has a speed tonic, and he needs at least 1 speed from a speed meal. I gave him a luck and a skill tonic, but again, that's just for reliability. It's not completely necessary. So we're going to be moving Odin right here, and we're going to be equipping Nosferatu, and we're going to be moving Camilla here. The reason we're going to be moving on this tile and not this tile is because the way that the bushes are set up makes it so that these guys actually can't, we can't bait all 3 of them on one tile and also have Camilla stand next to Odin to help him do more damage. So that's our best way to handle it. So as you can see, we've baited Takumi over, but because of our preparations, even in the worst case scenario, Laslow will easily be able to handle them all. This is This is something that L-Train taught me how to do, so shout out to him again. Thanks for all the dank-ass strategies. As you can see, this guy does 8 damage. The Lance guy, I believe, does 7 damage. And regardless of what goes down, within 2 combats, Laslow will be able to get a shield gauge. So, as long as he can survive the 2 most damaging enemies, he'll be fine. As you can see, the power of early promotion, the power of stat stacking, and most importantly, the power of Laslow. Now that we've dealt with all those guys, the right side becomes significantly less threatening. Now, this turn what we're going to do is we're going to have Laslow and Arthur separate. Sorry, I'm just doing something. Then we're going to have Azura transfer Corrin over to Arthur. We're going to be dancing for Arthur. Then, if we move Felicia into range, what we can do is we can have Corrin go here, and we can have him 1 round in Armor Knight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, just checking to make sure. I don't know why, even though I've already played through this before, but whatever. As you can see, the Felicia the inspiration is really necessary so that Corrin can take this guy out, for us at least, because our Corrin doesn't have that much strength. Then we're going to be moving Peri over here, and we're going to be again just using the Armor Slayer to take out another Armor Knight. The thing you really want to make sure when you're doing this kind of destroying Armor Knights with Peri strategy is that you have her dual striking, because she can't actually one-hit KO. She can absolutely one-round KO these guys with an Armor Slayer, but she can't one-hit KO them, so you just want to be careful about that. Alright, now we go to the left side. Odin is going to finish off one of these Diviners that he weakened. Then we're going to have Niles take care of the other one. After that, now this part is actually pretty important. Make sure you pay attention to this. What we're going to do is we're going to be moving Camilla right here. It doesn't have the exact tile doesn't matter as long as you're walking right up to this last Diviner. And then we're going to have her 1-round him with her regular bronze axe, not with the dual club, because what's going to happen is that this guy's going to come up here. He's going to be attacking Camilla, but before that, Orochi's going to be walking over here too. And if Orochi manages to hit Camilla, that's a bad thing. And since Orochi has a Calamity Gate, giving Camilla the dual club to lunge this guy is going to result in her having like double weapon triangle disadvantage, and Orochi having double weapon triangle advantage. So it's just not going to be a good time. Camilla's going to take a bunch of damage. So instead what we're going to do is we're just going to lunge this guy with a regular bronze axe. As you can see, even with that, this guy managed to hit Camilla. But either way, Camilla, being the absolute disgusting unit that she is able to take care of these guys relatively easily. Here we go. Charlotte and Benny are 2 new recruits. Alright, let's talk about them. So, Charlotte, compared to most of our units, something that you'll notice with Charlotte right off the bat is that she's a bit underleveled at level 10, compared to Benny, who's at level 15. This is done for God knows what reason, but it does make it so that if you want to level her up before promoting her, you'll have an easier time. Now, the main draw with Charlotte is that she's a fighter, and her pair-up bonuses are disgusting. As a Berserker, she gives any S-rank support partner 8 strength and 5 speed, along with access to Berserker or Hero. Because those classes are coming off of fighter, she will give her partner HP plus 5 gamble, and if they reclass into a hero, they can get soul. If they can reclass into a berserker, they can get rally strength within a reasonable amount of time. As a result, she'll be backpacking for our most powerful male unit, namely Xander. Until Xander gets added to our party in Chapter 16, we probably won't be deploying her. Next up, Benny. This guy is the Armor Knight to end all Armor Knight. Forget Barth from FE6. This guy knows exactly what it means to be an Armor Knight. This guy exists in a game where most units have around 40 to 50% HP growth, and comes in with a staggering 70% HP growth before promotion. He has a bunch of HP, a decent amount of strength, a great amount of skill, huge defense, and unexpectedly workable magical bulk too, with a base resistance of 10 and a growth of 45%, and that's before promotion. Of course, this comes at the cost of his speed, with an immense 15% speed growth and a 6 speed base as he is right now. Benny is in like what I like to call the Oswin speed tier, where he doubles enemies that are also Armor Knights with the proper pair up, but not much else. If you really just need a wall that doesn't care about anything, you can't go wrong with Benny. However, if you want an Armor Knight that's able to perform well defensively and offensively, Benny's not great strength really lets him down until super late in the game when you get access to brave weapons. Now you can obviously dual strike with him, but dual striking with a 4 movement unit isn't a great proposition. Benny's personal, Fierce Mien, is kind of like Heartseeker, except they lowered the amount of avoid you get and increased its range. And, it's a great skill. It's a great personal skill. In its worst case, it's just hit plus 10 for Benny. In its best case, you can use it to make kills more reliable. Now, this turn, our main goal is to get ourselves into a situation where we won't get shit on by these Wyverns and Armor Knights. First of all, we're going to attack Orochi with Niles. Because Camilla has her Iron Axe equipped, we can just absolutely destroy Orochi. Now that after we've done with that, we're going to be pairing Benny with Charlotte. We're going to be moving Charlotte over to where Camilla is. We're going to be transferring Benny over to Camilla. Now, because Odin actually isn't in range of these guys, we can actually put Odin in range of them. Putting him in range of more than one isn't a great idea because they're going to be swapping to the Armor Knights, and Odin won't be able to do a super high amount of damage. Anyways, what we're going to be also doing is we're going to be moving Camilla here, and she's going to be using the dual club to kill this Diviner. Now let's go back to the right side. So, on the right side, Laslow is going to walk up and destroy one of these Wyverns. Peri's going to move up here and, again, just Armor Slayer kill the other one. Now, something interesting to note is that depending on which side of the water they are, if you kill the Wyvern, then the Armor Knight will actually pop out on the side closer to the water. So, it's not something super impactful, but it is interesting to note. Now, what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be freezing one of these Wyverns. Now, these guys can split up in a bunch of different ways, but you just want to make sure that you're safe. Then what we're going to do is we're going to be dancing for Felicia. Now, these guys, if you look here, Wyverns give 3 strength and 3 defense. This guy's 17 strength. He'd go up to 20. 28 plus 3 is 31. 31 minus Felicia. Felicia's defense definitely would get her killed, but we don't have to actually worry about that because we can just put, we can just move Corn up here, trade Peri her Iron Sword, and then move him here and turn. As you can see, Camilla, like usual, she doesn't care about enemies, really. She does care about Corinth, though. A bit too much, some would say. Now, this part of the map, it can be a bit variable, but really, you just want to be taking care of these Wyverns as quickly as possible. These Wyverns and these Armor Knights. So just, like, take that how you will. Like, handle it however you need to do. However you need to handle it. We're going to be pairing, in this case, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going here. And then we're going to be switching, upgrading. We're going to be attacking this guy with a Nosferatu Tome. If it hits, then cool. We've dealt a bunch of damage to him and given us a shield gauge. If it doesn't hit, we haven't dealt the damage, but we still have the shield gauge active. Next up, this turn what we're going to be doing is we're going to actually be freezing this guy now. Our freeze staff is broken, but that's not too much of an issue. Laslow's going to kill yet another Wyvern. Peri's going to kill yet another armor. You just want to scan your surroundings real quick. we're going to attack this guy now because that, even though he does deal damage to us, Corrin actually isn't going to be seeing combat for a while, and this will result in this guy being able to attack us on enemy phase and get himself killed, which is good for us. Perfect range for Felicia to just come in and scoop them up. Alright. Niles got damaged a bit, but it's not too much of an issue. Now, this guy's actually on a gate, so we're going to be going ahead and just taking care of him with Camilla, because those guys on a gate, they get 3 defense, from their from their skills. It just turns into a serious mess. Now, at some point, you want to give Niles a kill, and because he doesn't take damage from those guys, you might as well give him a kill there. Might seem a bit risky, but it's really not as risky as you would think. I'm going to move Felicia... Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm going to have Felicia kill these guys, get a level up. Okay, sorry, I'm just contemplating. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is, at some point, once you're done with these guys, you really want to engage the center squad. So you're going to be dancing for Corrin. You want to switch to Arthur. Sorry, I'm just, actually, we're actually going to wait for an extra turn. We're going to do this. We're going to separate out. So, here's another benchmark to keep in mind. Reyna has 21 speed, which might seem like so much that there's no way Arthur is never not going to get doubled. But actually, because of her Steel Yumi, she only has an effective offensive attack speed of 18, and you only need 14 attack speed to not get doubled by that. So, you really just need to have Laslow rally here. If your Arthur, remember, if your Arthur isn't good enough, even a base speed Arthur with a speed tonic will be able to hit enough speed to not die from this. So we're going to move him over here. We're going to have Felicia go over here. Peri goes here. We're also going to move Camilla over here, just so that we can take care of these guys. Now this is going to separate on Charlotte out here, so he can get a healing next turn, and also he can pair up with her and move out. Alright, end turn. As you can see, Arthur's defense against these guys is quite good, but against the promoted enemies, he does not care. Sorry, against Reyna, she just doesn't care about his defense, really. She will shatter through it. 12 damage, and because of our speed stacking, he only gets hit once. Okay, sorry about that. I messed up my player face. I should have thought about what I was doing a bit more before I did it. Anyways, this is the second take. These guys, one of these guys actually came over here this time. That's not too much of an issue. What we're gonna be doing is okay, yeah. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have Charlotte pair up with Niles. We're gonna have Niles attack this guy. He missed. That's not too much of a big deal. We can just have from here on, we can actually just have Odin go here. And he can attack with, he's gonna attack this Wyvern Rider with Bolt, the movie. Alright, didn't work. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna put Arthur here. This time he actually doesn't have Felicia's Felicia's bonuses, but he can still live because he has the 14 speed, and as a result does not get doubled. Reyna's going to come over here. She's going to hit him for a bit more than she did last time. She hit him for 12 last time, but she hit him for 15 this time. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. The second take took a... I messed up and I had to do another take. I don't know... I wish I had thought about what I did a bit more. Anyways, once you take out that squad, if you find that you need a little bit more help and you're not sure that you can take out the squad because because the guys maybe like somebody didn't get baited over by the proper, maybe something goes wrong, just send Camilla over so you can have an extra 1 or 2 units to take care of it. Now this Niles is tantalizingly close to a level up, so we're gonna actually have him kill the last outlaw that's left over with the 3 movement. That house gives you some money. Yeah, you know what? Maybe shouldn't have done that. Regardless, at this point, the chapter is pretty much over. Pretty much everywhere it's gonna be hot.
Then I don't need a jacket.
No, it's pretty much over. All you have to do is get the villages, conglomerate your units as much as possible. Just end of chapter things before you do your final push up to Scarlet. Now, if you put an enemy in range and there's no village in range, this guy will usually end up going for the enemy. He didn't this time. As long as we stay out of this range. Yeah, we can go here. That guy's a super weak, but I mean, you need 40 XP to level up. After this chapter, we're going to be using that Master Seal to promote Niles, but we don't need to do it yet, so... So yeah, you get a Master Seal, you get an Arm Scroll, you get some gold, and finally, the really only bad reward from this chapter is that you get a Blessed Lance in this bottom right village. I kind of wish that they swapped it out for another stat booster, because Blessed Lance isn't really that good. It's monster effectiveness, and it heals you when you're equipping it, but like other than that, it's not that good. So, that's not what I wanted to do. So, at this point, my Azura still isn't level 10, and her not being level 10 is making my it's making my calculations a lot more annoying than they really have to be. So I'm just gonna level her up to level 10. I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, now that we're at level 10, we can actually engage Scarlet's squad. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna quickly check. So, there's 2 ways you can really deal with Scarlet and her squad. For our run, at least. In a lot of runs, you really want to just kill her as soon as possible, just get the chapter over with. But in our case, our Odin and Nyx aren't quite at an S support yet, and I'm tired of lugging around this really garbage Odin for so long. So, what we're going to do is we're going to purposefully trigger the reinforcements, and we're going to use those reinforcements as a way for Odin to get some more support points. So, just the 2 ways I was talking about was Camilla and Felicia. Now, Camilla, what Camilla does is that both these will leave at least 1 unit alive. Felicia will leave exactly 1 alive. Camilla will leave 1, but usually at least 2 or 3 alive. What you can do with Camilla is you can have her equip her hand axe or a thunder tome and do it, and walk up to Scarlet and attack her. What this is going, or you can have her just walk up and nuke one of these guys. If you attack Scarlet, you will get hit with seal magic, so you won't be able to kill these guys. But if you kill one of these guys, you take 1 off the board, but you have Scarlet at a higher HP. It's kind of a lose-lose situation, but if that's what you want to do, that is what you can do. For me, these enemies are going to have around like 30 hit on Felicia at best, so I'm just going to move Felicia over and absolutely destroy Scarlet. Then we're going to be moving Odin right here, and we're going to be ending turn. This guy's going to go for Odin, which is what we wanted. Oh, one of those guys hit Felicia. That's kind of sucks. Oh well. Now, we let these guys alive. That's not too much of a big deal. What we can do is we can have somebody... We can have Laslow, for example. Really just anybody. At this point, I leave it up to your decision how you want to handle this. I trust that my viewers are good enough at the game to handle at least this kind of stuff. You're gonna handle this guy. Then you can what you can do is you can have Odin take care of this. You can move up here. Now we're gonna do a gamer technique that's known as the double dance. We're gonna shelter Azura that's already taken her turn. Then we're going to transfer that Azura.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Oh, well, turns out that if you're shit at the game, you actually can't do gamer techniques. Interesting thing. I did not know that that was how it worked. Anyways. We're gonna let these enemies approach. Hit them with the whole Mokate Kurunoka. You know, oh, you're approaching me? Okay, then what we're gonna do is we're going to have Laslow take care of one of them. Odin actually doubles this one because even though he has absolutely no speed, hand axe weighs that guy down so much that Odin just kills him. Then we can pair up Arthur and Camilla, get some more support points, and work on this squad right here. It's really just up to you. Now we're gonna be moving Camilla, Zura back into danger, but we can actually just put Niles back there and it'll be fine. Does he kill? He does. We don't want that to happen. And also, this guy has quick draw. They both have different weapons. Because we have so many freeze staves, I'm just gonna freeze this guy, just so I can get more turns to just chip on him with Odin. Do this. Go here. Okay. Go here. Wow, another good level up on Odin. That's surprising. That's actually like good enough for me to maybe want to hold on to him for another chapter if I can. But either way, like even then, affiliate chapter is something that you really want to get as soon as possible. Anyways, just kill this guy, end the chapter, and that is chapter 13 and 33 turns. A lot of that was obviously Azura dancing so she could get to level 10. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. And we all know what the bell does by now. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.